people? Hope you're all doing good. It's me, Sandesh only, just without the long hair, that's all. All right. Hope you're all safe and doing good. The intention of making this particular video is we've been getting some queries from the students in terms of syllabus change, which has been done by our beloved ICAI. Okay, so I just thought I'll give you some clarification about what are the changes that they have made and have all these changes been incorporated in our videos or what? It's just a clarification video. Okay, yes. So I've just made a small chart for this. So institute, there's an overview of what are the changes our institute has done. The first changes which institute has done is new conceptual framework for Ind AS has been drafted. If you remember, already we had covered a topic known as conceptual framework for presentation of financial statements. The topic was already there, right? Now, what institute has done is they have drafted a new conceptual framework. What we studied was the old conceptual framework that has been revised, meaning that has been amended. You can't say amended because the whole chapter has been revised or newly formed. Okay, so that means we should be scared, sir. Not necessary. Okay, see, basically conceptual framework is applicable for standard setters, meaning those guys who form the Ind AS, right? For them, this is more helpful. As a students and as far as the examination goes, this particular change is not much relevant to us. I don't think it has much examination relevance, but still they have added about 4 questions, I think, in this particular topic. We will be covering that. In fact, we have already covered that also. Okay, so this change is not really a major change for us. Okay, so this will not affect whatever we have already studied. Whatever we have studied still remains the same only. Okay, the second change is with respect to the Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013. There has been some changes in that. Because of that, we have, consequently, we'll also have to take care of that changes. Again, all these are just disclosure changes, meaning Schedule 3 now requires certain additional disclosures. Like you need to give how many shares are held by promoters, or what is the percentage of shares held by them, what is the change of when compared to last year, has the promoter shareholding increased or decreased. Earlier you used to give age-wise analysis report only for debtors. Now you need to give the same thing for trade payables also. Earlier we used to give it only for trade receivables, aging report. Now you have to give it for creditors also, meaning trade payables also. Like this, certain additional requirements Schedule 3 is bringing in. Okay, this is to make the financial statements more faithful representation, you could say. All right, again, as far as examination is concerned, I don't think so. This is a major change, will not affect us for the examination. Still, we have covered them. 1 or 2 disclosure might be asked in the examination, which I've called out when I've done that disclosure change. You can go through that particular video. So again, this is not something to be really break our head about. Okay, a simple additional maybe 14, 15 disclosures, additional disclosures. Existing one, whatever we had, still continues. Other than that, certain additional disclosures that they have brought in. Okay, pretty straightforward ones, nothing to really worry about. Okay. Another one is there is one amendment with respect to Ind AS 116 on leases. Already there was one amendment with respect to business combination, leases, CSR, etc. And even Ind AS 1, meaning materiality definition, was changed. Now one more amendment has come with respect to leases. What is that amendment? Simple, sir. If you remember, when I had covered the initial amendment video, due to COVID, if there is any, due to COVID, you used to give the lessee some rent concessions and all. So that means there are some alterations or there is some modification in the lease term. So there was a little confusion. Should we account that changes in the lease as a lease modification or not was a question. For that, they had clearly given that in the previous amendment only, they had told lessee has been given an optional practical expedient, meaning if there is any modification in lease due to COVID-19, then lessee has an option not to treat it as a lease modification, provided certain conditions were fulfilled. These are the conditions. If you remember, we had gone through this, we had worked out problems also. Okay. So in that, one condition was this RC, as in rent concession, should not exceed beyond 30 June 2021, they had told. Now this is extended to 30th June 2022. Instead of from 30th June 2021, it has become 30th June 2022. That's all. Okay. All right. That's a simple thing that they have done over here, because even in 2022, the pandemic still continues. It never looks like it's going to leave us anytime soon. So that means this is still going on. That's the reason they have extended this period up to 30th June 2022. Now, whenever you do this particular problems now, instead of 30th June 2021 as a condition, call out 30th June 2022. All the problems we have worked out, just the date substitution you need to do. Rest everything remains the same, meaning other conditions and all remains as it is, no problem or no changes. Okay, this we have already covered. Okay, amendment this is. So I'm just giving you this extra clarification. Again, I'll also cover this also, but just I'm giving you overview of changes. So I'm discussing this also for you. Okay, last major changes with respect to the new questions. If you remember in 2021, they added a whole lot of questions, probably 100 or 150 plus questions Institute had added, and many new concepts were also introduced when they revised their study material in May 2021 edition. Now in May 2022 also they have added new questions. Okay, now I think it's become Institute ka practice now. Every year they are adding or amending or bringing in with the new version of study material. They're not only doing this for CA final, they're implementing the same practice for CA foundation, CA inter also. Every year they go on adding new things in study material. So that means this time should we be worried about us or not really? Why? So as far as my knowledge goes, I think about 35 questions have been added in our study material in the May 2022 edition. Okay. All right. Looks still a big number, right? So don't have to worry. About 30 questions is already there in our notes. Already available in our notes. Okay. Because these are all the past RTP, MTP questions. Last, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, all those RTPs were there, all those questions which we had already covered. The same question ICAI has taken now and they have brought it into their study material. That's it. They've just cap from there, they pushed it off to here. That's all it is. Since we have already covered them, so that will not be a problem. Okay, that means we are hardly left without about 4 to 5 questions. I'm just giving you a quick number. It may not be exactly 5, about maybe 4 to 5, or not more than 6 questions we are left with. These are some new questions. No new concept. Like in the previous edition in 2021, there were new questions which were targeting new concepts like financial guarantee, joint operations like this and all. They had introduced new concepts. Here there is no new concept, sir. Existing concepts only they've utilized and formed about 5 other questions, 4 to 5 questions. You don't really need my help on this because concept we have done. Same thing you can do it, but still I have covered them again also for your reference. Okay. So these are the summary of the changes that has been done in ICAI material. So every of this or all of these components, we have brought it into our material also. Okay, so our material is comprehensive. So you can the updated version of our material has been uploaded on our platform also. So you can go ahead and download them, or if you want, you can go to learn.arivupro.com and purchase these books as well. Okay, I think you already know where to purchase this from. So we have 3 types of books: the main material, which we call it as study material or class notes. The other one is additional questions file. All right, that is basically consist of, that's like a question bank which consists of mostly RTP, MTP and amendment videos, etc, etc. The other one is the chart book. All the 3 is available for purchase from our website learn.arivupro.com. Okay, so again, I think you can you can breathe a sigh of relief, right? So these changes are not really that big. These are all minute changes as far as ours concerned, and whatever we have studied, it will not affect it. Okay, so if you're planning to purchase our FR course, you can very much go ahead and purchase it bindas. All right, or if you have already purchased our course, no problem. Only these extra portions you can go through it. Meaning, like when I talk about new questions, right? So how I've done is, let's say there is one question on Ind AS 41 that I can remember now. Okay, on agriculture. So if you go to Ind AS 41 ka topic, the last video, I've recorded this one question separately and I've put it under Ind AS 41 ka heading. Under that chapter itself, each question I'm recording and I'm updating. So go through that, only those questions, these 5 or 6 questions, if you go through for the existing students who have purchased, that should be sufficient. All right. So hope this gives you a little more assurance that these changes are not really that that big as it is projected. All right. Again, guys, take care, stay safe, happy studying. Bye bye.